Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Cincinnati Man. I'm back. I just got done watching episode 1 of X-Men 97. It is called To Me, My X-Men. I seen the series years ago as a kid. I did not go back and watch a whole bunch of them. I just went off the memory. I remember the last episode, and I remember how serious it was. This ain't it. This ain't serious. This is really goofy. They are very immature still. These X-Men act like teenagers. They don't want to help each other sometimes, and it's like, well, do it yourself. I ain't doing nothing. Hey, they got it. It's like, we almost died. It's like, y'all good. People die every day. And the constant bickering is they should be more seasoned than they are right now. They should be more strategic in their fighting. Storm and Bishop went to that warehouse and got taken out by just because they didn't have any tactics. And what's up with Bishop's voice? What's going on with Bishop's voice? Did these dirt bags upgrade? Why is he talking like this? My name is Bishop and I'm from the future. I don't get what that voice is. It is what it is. And Wolverine's voice. I don't take too kind to being bossed around. It is what it is. Yeah, it's the original actor, but his voice changed. Okay, whatever. It's just funny to make fun of. It's funny to make fun of, bub. Anyway. The animation, people were like, oh, the animation doesn't hold up as well in certain parts in the original. I'm like, well, it don't hold up that well in certain parts in here. Like some parts is cool. Like when they're talking, it looks weird at times. And then the airplane scene where the airplane got destroyed, that was cool. And then when I rewatched it, I was like, look. I see them getting thrown from the plane, but the plane blew up with them in it, and everybody's fine. Go rewatch it. The plane blew up with everybody but Cyclops in it, and they were fine. It was just like, yeah, whatever. It all seems very forced. Cyclops leadership, like it's glossy with no soul. It's very glossy. I don't care about Roberto. I don't have any feelings for him. I don't care that he's rich. I don't care if he was poor. He's just not interesting. Yeah, that was a little cool scene where we finally showed a little bit of his power. The only reason Jubilee going after Roberto because she ain't got nobody else to holler at. Let's keep it real. He around her age, and she ain't got nobody else around. That's pure, unadulterated. Just, oh, you here? I'm here. Jean pregnant. Somebody explain to me why Jean running around trying to do stuff. Yeah, I know they're gonna say it's in the comics or anything. I don't care. I'm just talking about right what I just saw in the series. Jean faints every time she uses her powers. And y'all gonna and Scott, you're gonna be like, yo, use Cerebro getting somebody's brain. Are you serious? And guess what she did? She almost passed out. Y'all don't play around, she almost had a miscarriage. Y'all tripping with that one. I don't understand this thing talking about that. Oh my goodness, the Friends of Humanity, they got upgrades. They had hand cannons that everybody that they took away very easily. Like Bishop had no problem taking them shots. Something blew up behind him that knocked him out. Cyclops had no problem fighting those dudes. He saw a big Sentinel hand. He was like, they upgraded it. There's parts everywhere. What are you talking about? Y'all destroy and blow it. Y'all don't collect the Sentinel parts when y'all destroy it. There was nothing in here that made it be like, wow, like they really got to fight something crazy now. And at the end they fought zombie Sentinels. Those Sentinels weren't even, they were Sentinels in a graveyard that come to life and they fought them. That was weird. I was like, that's what we doing? And then the idea when they won, like the government agents came and took away the bad guy, and the X-Men sitting around with other like the troops and stuff, like doing these superhero poses and doing like this, and it's like, what is that? That's and y'all didn't even do great. Y'all lost y'all plane. Y'all almost died, and it's like, oh, well, we did it. Y'all just beat one big Sentinel, and they beating that Sentinel was anticlimactic. Then it came to, hey, can somebody explain this to me? Yes, I know what happens in the comics. Yes, I know what happens in different stuff, but I'm just talking about here. Magneto, I'm pretty 99% sure, still in the X-Men 97 universe, he's a wanted criminal. And Charles Xavier gives him all the stuff because to hope he changes as a person. I think he's still a criminal and he can't be publicly known to have any of that stuff. So how's he in charge of anything? And how the X-Men cool with it? And wait, hold up. A day before the X-Men were playing around or something, and they destroyed, they knocked down a painting, a painting behind of them when they were younger. Magneto picks it up. I'm like, that painting with broken glass sat there for over a day. Y'all ain't got no housekeepers? Anyway. Yeah, I don't really have an attachment to this show. Hopefully it gets better the next episode, but like I said, it's all glossy with no heart. Well, I'm Cincinnati man. I'm about to watch the next one right now. Y'all take care. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Cincinnati man. I'm back. Thank you for joining me. This is X-Men 97 episode 2. Mutant Liberation begins. The best scene in the movie, the best scene in the show, honestly, was the initial fight with Executioner. That was pretty cool looking. I'll give you that. You had one cool fight scene, and then a whole bunch of I don't know what I'm watching. The idea, and I'm glad they answered it. The idea of Magneto coming back and gaining all of Xavier's everything, and he just running around doing good and keep on showing up at the mansion, and he's a criminal. I was like, there ain't no way they gonna let this slide. They didn't. They arrested him. He gave himself up. I don't like how all of the X-Men, except for Cyclops, out of all the people that was really, really against it, Cyclops was the main one. Everybody else was kind of like, yeah, not the same. Okay, I guess we'll go with it. That was whack. There should have been way more resistance to the idea of Magneto, Magneto, being in charge of the X-Men. Get out of here. Those weapons that the Friends of Humanity got still ain't that they ain't that advanced. I don't get it. The X-Men was taking them out right and left. They're not the idea of being like, oh man, they got these hand cannons. They're not good. They take them out so quickly. What does it matter that they got them? And the Marauders in the sewer have always been trash. They always been scared of people. They always run away. So the idea of them getting caught and stuff, duh. That's what they do. They run away and get caught and have to get saved by somebody else. Let me get this straight. Jean is about to have a kid. Wolverine was there, of course, because he stayed behind. I don't know why Wolverine stayed behind. Everybody else but what Wolverine left. That was kind of whack. But Wolverine's taking Jean to the hospital because she's about to have a kid. I bet you know something. You know they was in the studio like, ooh, ain't nobody ever seen this. Look what we doing. It was hilarious. I don't think it was supposed to be serious. This dude was driving on the road, on the sidewalk, hitting random things as he's trying to get there. You telling me this dude didn't face Sentinels, he's faced Apocalypse, he's faced Sabretooth. He can't handle a woman in labor and be calm. The way you actually, is it Scott's baby? I don't know now. and also, her powers are going out of control. She's ripping off the roof of the Jeep. I agree with the doctor. Hell no, you can't come in here. No. And explain to me. Look.
Rogue.
Yeah, Storm has gotten people's memories before, but it's almost like schizophrenia. It can haunt her. The idea she touching a doctor and be like, okay, I'm prepping for surgery now, and she absorbed the doctor's power to do surgery. Okay, come on. The doctor learned it. He didn't. He learned it. Got into all that debt in medical school. And you just come up and just zap them and be like, okay, we're going to perform the operation like this. Get prepped. And second of all, the doctor said no. Just because you touched him, you better touch all the nurses and stuff. Pause. Cause they ain't gonna help you. You didn't scare. How does helping mutant kind? You should have scared everybody in the hospital. Everybody should have ran away. You should have just had to do it yourself. They would have been calm. You act normal. You pulling out claws, Wolverine, Jean grabbing stuff with her powers and destroying it. Yeah, nobody wants you in the hospital. No. Yo, look. There's some people out here that's gonna watch this and be really triggered because this has shades of January 6th in it. When the crowd stormed the UN and it was like the insurrectionists. We stopped on this day. We came together after they did that, and we decided to help mutants. And I was rolling. I was like, okay, I get it. They stormed the UN. That didn't break us. That made us stronger. Get out of here, man. Hey. Yeah, y'all must have wrote this mug. Y'all thought y'all was doing something. Everybody on the internet going, hey, look, I'm gonna say this. I know somebody gonna get politically triggered by it, but I just had to laugh because I was like, this shit corny and funny at the same time. Magneto's new wardrobe is garbage. I didn't like it when it was revealed like a year or so ago. I thought this shit was trash. The shit was trash then. It was trash now. I don't know what he looks like. He looks like it was like a bad fashion experiment, like some shit you see on a runway that you never see anybody wearing out in real life. That's what he looks like. And you're like, people wear that? I don't get this. It just hurts my eyes to see Magneto the way the outfit he picked. Y'all can this is the best y'all could have. He looks homeless. This looks like some shit. This is well, I'm Cincinnati, man. Y'all take care.
Oh man, the X-Men aren't mature enough. They're not handling the situation the way Andre would have liked to have seen. There's too much bickering. Oh Lord. Maybe I should write the damn show next time. Because I'm drunk. Blah, 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 blah. The show was remade 30 years later. Some of the voice actors are dead. You make the show, it's not a reboot, it's definitely a continuation, but with some nuances that are new for our times. And it's awesome. Like, I was pissed about the animation at first, but that fight scene with the Sentinels was fucking badass. The way Cyclops is using his powers now, fucking badass. So, it is a continuation. God, I should be Cincinnati Man from now on.
I'm gonna go ahead and assume a lot of people agree or disagree. Whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Cincinnati Man. I'm back with episode 3 of X-Men 97, Fire Made Flesh. Let's get this out the way. How are you going to find out there's a clone standing right in front of you of Jean, let her walk away and go to a room by herself with the baby? Explain to me, how does that make sense, Cyclops? Explain to me how that makes sense, Magneto, all of y'all. That was so dumb. Wait, you're not the real Jean? Well, we got to do something about this. And they don't try to talk her down like, hey, can we, nobody tries to monitor her. No, they just leave her alone. Wolverine, Gambit, and Morph go to the danger room. Rogue and Magneto just walk off somewhere. No, this is all hands on deck. Y'all supposed to be aware of what's going on and be very concerned how the X-Men can be taken and nobody notice. Wolverine in this whole series has been nerfed. He's null and void. He doesn't do anything. He pops his claws every once in a while. He fought some Sentinels. After that, he's just hanging out with Jean. He hung out with the fake Jean, and this one he ain't got with the real Jean. Talking about, oh, I care about you so much, and then she runs off and does her thing. It's like Wolverine don't do shit. Wolverine sucks in this series. Period. Okay, in the beginning of it, we're not beginning in the episode, B says, "Oh, wait a minute, we noticed the real Jean because of the carbon date and all the other stuff. She is the real Jean. She ain't the real Jean." At the end of the episode, when they solve everything, Madelyne Pryor, the Jean clone, is, and they both talk. Madelyne Pryor's like, we never know. We don't know when we were switched. We don't know. We don't know anything. Yeah, we do. We know exactly when you were born. You can literally, he could literally take your blood, tell you exactly the carbon date of your blood to see how old you are and everything. So this idea, they have no idea when they were switched. They can do, they can have a pretty close estimate to when she was actually switched with her, or at the very least, like within the last couple of years. Now they ain't know it was whenever, which is bogus. Hey, we really don't care about that. We really don't care about that. That Rogue and Gambit and Magneto love triangle at all. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Who cares? This whole series is so self-contained. Do they have any other mutants? How do you go after Mr. Sinister knowing he got a gene clone and don't take anybody with psychic abilities to fight against her at all? Y'all can't call nobody. This is X-Men 97. This ain't 93. This ain't where y'all ain't know anybody else. Y'all ain't got no contact with anybody else. Come on, make it make sense. All these mutants in the world, y'all ain't got other people that can help y'all. Y'all gonna go after somebody with psychic abilities that you take Bishop, Cyclops, Magneto, and Morph, all who can't really fight against Jean. Yes, yeah, Jean is the most powerful. Whatever. You need some kind of combatant to give you some time to take her down her clone. Mr. Sinister was okay. I like the old the way the voice sounded better in the old one. Whatever. Overall, this series is mid. Yes, all the music is dramatic. Yes, the cadence of their voice is so dramatic. But how do you make cartoons sound wooden? How do you make the actions of the cartoons sound wooden? And they're doing it. They have all this cool supposedly look at animation, and it just comes off as eh. And yes, I'm gonna keep watching it because I find it mild. Is mid. Is it? This is midi. Is mid E, mildly entertaining. That's what this series is. And like my friend Amber said, she watched it and she was like, eh. And I'm the same way. I'm just saying, man. That's my review on this. Have a nice day. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. I'm Cincinnati Man. I'm here to talk about X-Men 97, or as I like to refer to them throughout the rest of the series, X-Mid 97. This episode is called Montendo slash Life Death Part 1. They should have look, the whole Jubilee thing should have been left out. That should have been a separate episode. That should have been done 3 or 4 episodes later. Because the elements of the video game segments were cool. I'll give you that. But the idea that Jubilee was just telling Roberto how he needs to use his powers, he needs to be more he needs to help others. And then when it's her birthday, she throws a fit, and now she's like, I can't believe they're worried about going to the United Nations, talking about making GENOSHA a sovereign state and all this stuff. It's like, yeah, that's very important. That's and Roberto even said it like, we need to do that. That's actually important to mutant kind. Anyway, she was boring. She still see, and this is the problem. This is the problem I'm having. I'm trying to leave X-Men the 90s X-Men to itself and follow 97, even though they lied to people and said, "Oh, it picks up right after." It is a totally different monster in itself. The stuff doesn't make any sense. How she don't know nothing about her powers still. Yes, we know she didn't know nothing back then. But dang, can we get some development? Oh, she learned in the video game. That's learned in the video game. She learned from an older video game version of herself how to unlock her powers through the simulation. Also, let me tell you this right now. She played that video game in Motendo World easy. She got through all that. Everybody know you play an arcade game, you're going through a bunch of quarters and a bunch of lives. It would have been cooler if they gave her a bunch of lives, and then it was slowly like 1 life gone, 2 life gone, 3 life. Oh, you only got like four more lives. Because anybody who's ever played that stuff, you ain't making it through all those levels on 1 life. And everybody know they would never pick Jubilee to defeat Magneto. And if you did, you must be a super fan. And the idea that Roberto get hit one time by Magneto and he almost dies because it said game over. He should have been dead, but he started blinking. That's BS. That's BS. He's just running around. Oh, I'm so scared. Somebody help me. It's like, can you man up eventually, man? You on the 4th episode. You ain't there yet. Out of all the stuff you've seen is happening, you still a wimp and don't want to do anything. Then you find yourself out in the video game. If at least in the video game, you could have fully turn on your powers and let loose. This Jubilee's redemption, she don't need it. She good. He needed the confidence. Nobody thought about that, did they? Hey, but I'm just hey, I don't know enough. I'm just being a hater, huh? Storm. Look, do I feel sorry for Storm? Yes, I feel sorry that in that episode where she lost her powers, she saw a sniper from 50 yards away or how many from far away, and instead of throwing wind at him, a hurricane, and fog so he couldn't see, she decided to become a human bulletproof vest and took a shot for Magneto. One of the stupidest decisions of all time. I'm gonna fly all the way over there when she could have just put a gust of wind and would have knocked the bullet out, would knock the shot off. But anyway, Storm, how you gonna fall in love with Forge that quickly? Has it been a week? Has it been a month? How long has she been? She literally got there. They started they hanging out on horses. He fed her and everything. How long has it been? Is it a month? Is it a week? And now no, she falling for him. You could tell, but he's the one that said, "Oh, I love you. I'm sorry, I work for the government. Please." It's like, wait, see, and this is another problem I get with trying to mix the 90 series. I'm trying to leave behind and keep this separate. Forge, it was a well-known fact. Forge worked for the government. If you watch the other series, it was already known. She's like, "You cannot trust the government." It's like, Storm, everybody knows Forge works for the government. What are you talking about? Like, that's not. He literally had pictures of his. Did he leave the X Force too? He was the leader. He was the lead. Well, not the X Force, the X Factor. The Factor. I think it was Factor. He leave them too. Get out of here. And his machine didn't work, of course, because you gotta show that he ain't as smart as he thinks. That segment at the end where that thing grabbed him. I'm assuming it's something that Forge might know. It's probably some agent mystic thing that Forge got to call upon his people in order to. It's gonna turn into something like that. It is what it is. It looked cool. X-Mid 97. I've been laughing at the other episodes. This one was just like whatever. So I'm Cincinnati Man. Take care. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Cincinnati Man. I'm back. Talking about X-Mid 97. I will give it this. The little anime action scenes do look cool. That's hey, I gave it a compliment. The little action scenes look cool. They're overpowered for no reason. They're pretty ridiculous. Where you're like, why? There's too much going on. But hey, it looks cool. Now let's get to why this is a piece of shit. Gambit is like the last episode, which I didn't mention. I'll mention here because of this episode. The whole time he's just sulking in the back, watching Magneto and Rogue, not saying anything. Man up, say something. Say something. Oh my goodness. Just have a conversation. I ain't saying you gotta yell. I ain't saying you gotta scream. I'm saying confront her on what's going on instead of calm down. So he did nothing. He was cut off at the knee. Rogue is toxic. There's people out there, oh, I love Rogue. Rogue is so amazing. Hey, you Rogue fans, you like how toxic your girl is? What's up? She gonna leave a man that's been by her side that she refused to be. She said she refused to be in a relationship with him. Go to a man that's a terrorist, Hey, that sounds like regular women. They want the bad boy. Dang, that is true. Yep. A lot of rogues out there. It's a lot of rogues out there. Anyway, and he tried to warn her. Gambit was like, "Look, just because you could touch him, don't mean that he has that feel for you." And she gonna have the nerve to look him in the face and be like, "You could touch everything and give it energy, but I can't feel your energy." No, she did. I was like, you should have got Nightcrawler and said, "Yo, man, teleport me out of here." Instead, he gonna see it. He gonna stay at the party, watch her come out in that gown. That gown that didn't make no sense. How you gonna be in that gown showing all that flesh? Yeah, Magneto can touch you. Nobody else can. You better cover up. Goofy. And then he gonna walk out. I ain't gonna lie, Gambit ain't shit. I thought he was gonna hit on Madelyne Pryor. Oh, speaking of Madelyne Pryor, they even mentioned finally some timeline. They was like, oh, it's been a month when Scott got in an argument with Jean because Madelyne Pryor and him was having a psychic conversations. Then they were flirting back and forth and stuff. Nobody. Let me tell you this right now. Jean and Scott have always in the comics and television, everything, movies, they always had such a bond. There ain't no way in hell Madelyne Pryor could just show up in the mind, and they try to play it off like Wolverine was like, "Oh, y'all ain't been talking in y'all minds, have you?" How he know? You sniff it out, Wolverine? How the hell he know they ain't talking like that? And Madelyne Pryor joining the council automatically when she was a Sinister clone and she was evil the whole time. No, not evil the whole time. She's evil for 8 hours and then she's redeemed instantly. And then a month later, she's part of the government council. Get out of here! You don't know nothing. Okay. Anybody who said that Cyclops is redeemed and Cyclops has always been a leader. Cyclops has always been somewhat of a dick, and Cyclops will always be undermined because he tries to follow the rules or he asserts his authority. He's always going to be that guy. And as usual, they diss him. They dissed him in this show. He's all unhinged. He the only one unhinged. Jean don't give a the real Gene don't give a damn about that baby and how he feel. The real Gene don't give a damn how mentally messed up he is because he loved a clone and her. And he was honest, I love both of y'all. How dare you love a piece of meat? He's getting destroyed in this. And then he goes off uncharacteristic like it's the human's fault. No, it's Mr. Sinister's fault. That your baby's gone. It wasn't the human that did that. That's about as bad as when Siri blamed all of the world for Chikala dying when it was Chikala's damn fault because he didn't tell nobody he needed help. Anyway, don't get me started on that. You can look that review up on my channel. Wakanda never. Shit. Who else? Wolverine. Hey y'all Wolverine fans. How y'all doing? Y'all like y'all new Wolverine? Don't do nothing. Just sits around moping. He ain't pulled his claws out in a minute. He in the last episode he held muffins. This episode he stalked Jean and then Jean kissed him and he was like, "No, you belong to Cyclops. You better go to that overgrown Boy Scout." And he sulks away like, "Oh, she kissed me." It's like, oh wow, this is the hey, how the mighty has fallen. This world that Charles Xavier left behind when he died is doing pretty well for mutants, except for the UN thing. But other than that, are there any evil mutants in here? I mean, we saw we saw Sinister, but other than that, are there any like? I mean, Mojo was in another plane of existence. So I don't know if I don't know if they could consider mutants, but it seems to be peaceful amongst the mutant society ever since Xavier died. It's very odd. And X-Men don't do shit. It's 97. It's years into the development of the X-Men. They ain't got no more students. They ain't on no missions. And they ain't doing nothing. They just onto themselves. It's so weird. And nobody cared to look for Storm. We saw Storm get taken in, and nobody looked for her. The last thing I'll say is GENOSHA's trash. It's this fake little hippie. That makes me mad. They made it into this hippie utopia, like peace and love, yay, GENOSHA. And it was like, okay, where's y'all military? Look, y'all ain't got no military. Y'all dang near don't really have a council. Y'all barely got a council. When that Mega Sentinel attacks, ain't no you. This will piss me off. you are an island full of mutants. Even if y'all was gonna get slaughtered, they got slaughtered off camera. It was like, oh, they tried to fight and then they all died. They all died confronting it. It's like there ain't no other mutants. You got people that can catch on fire. You got people that can spit acid. You got people that can teleport. You got people that probably can shoot laser beams out their asshole. They can't do nothing. Ain't nobody can do anything except for Rogue, Gambit, and Magneto. Stop, y'all. Just, like that was that. So that was so whack. Oh, the peace loving mutants that couldn't really fight back. They all just died. It's too telegraphed. Oh, the last thing I say, Cable ain't shit. Turn the music off. Turn the music off. Get everybody out. How you teleport outside the building where you got to run up the steps and everything? Then you get up there and you're like, Ma, you got to cut the music. I'm sorry. Oh, gotta go. And you disappear. Cable ain't saved shit. He ain't saved nobody. Yes, Cable, feel bad for what you did. You time slid right when everybody's going to die and didn't help nobody. That's a great intro for Cable. And I don't believe none of this stuff was like, yeah, time travel definitely coming because it was right in front of you. They gonna kill all these people off, and then this happens, you know. But hey, it look cool, and it's in the comics. It's in the comics. Did it work in the comics? Guess what? Some people liked it probably, but for the majority of people, it did. That's why they anyway. Don't get me started. And I don't get it. I don't get it. All these mutants getting together, all these past evil mutants that I know damn well ain't redeemed. They just like, oh, we all together now. And Magneto all shocked. Y'all want me? Y'all want me to be the leader? You always a leader and an asshole. But I'm Cincinnati man. I ran it enough. Yeah, yeah. You know it's bad. All these people that was hyped for it. I know some people. I know some people like, man, what is this? These episodes are getting weird. Yeah, yeah. This shit sucks. Y'all have a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Cincinnati man. I'm back. I'm here with my friend Fred. Randomly, I was minding my business. I had a long day. I was rained on all day at work, outside, and all of a sudden I get a text from Fred. Fred's like, "Hey, yeah, like yo." I'm like, "What's up, man?" He's like, "We gotta talk." I'm like, "Dang, what happened?" And then I thought about it for a second. And I was like, "Okay, what review didn't you like?" You know. So how's your day going today? How's your day going, Fred?
It's going fine. It's going good.
You were doing well till what happened?
I was doing good until I was hearing this blasphemous review of yours.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know, man.
What's the problem, sir?
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to start off by saying, first and foremost, you're not an X-Men fan. On an X-Men cartoon.
I am not an X-Men fan.
No.
Okay.
You know maybe a little bit of the 90s animated series.
Uh-huh.
And what you've seen in the movie.
Uh-huh.
Is drastically different.
True.
From the actual X-Men.
I agree.
But this new series is they're actually bridging the gap between the comics and the animated series.
Okay, now what iteration of comics? Because it ain't the entire comics. It's what segment of comics are they bridging the gap? Would you say?
Say again.
You said that they're bridging the gaps with the cartoon. I said, what segment of comics are they bridging this gap? Because as we know, there's a vast history, so they take segments and sagas.
Yeah, and these are the Chris Claremont books. Specifically all the leading up to Uncanny X-Men. So this was back, I want to say this was back like in the 80s.
Uh-huh.
These stories came out.
Okay.
And that's when these were all written, and back in the 80s, that's where these were new. This whole storyline and everything is new. So that's one thing I did want to point out was you know, how you're saying, oh, they're writing it for today and everything. Like, oh, this looks like January the 6th. No.
Yeah, yes, I know they had riots in the comic books and everything. I know. But like anything else, when they're doing stuff, they do try to incorporate what's going on in certain parts, certain times. So you know that's what happened. It's not like it wasn't that far of a stretch. It was. I found it hilarious. And also, don't get me started on that scene. No security. There ain't no military. Ain't no security. Hey, look, I'd have been fine if they beat up the cops. It'd be like, okay, at least somebody tried to stop them. But there's nobody around.
About, the racist nature of those normal guys and the mutants. They're like, we're gonna give y'all minimum security because we hate you as it is.
Minimum security for who?
For the mutants.
What about the humans that were putting the mutants on trial, man? Come on, man.
Yeah, they don't care about them either.
Oh my goodness. Hey, you sounded really clear too. Just let you know.
You have to look at what is being mirrored from real life. Okay. So they were dealing with, you know, racism back then, and they were mirroring it in the book. So that's why I want to say, remind me what you said about Magneto. What did you call Magneto?
Wait, what episode?
Like every episode.
Oh, I said his outfit's trash.
No. What did you call Magneto?
Dang, I don't know what I called him.
You called him a terrorist and a criminal.
Oh yeah. If I had to choose between Professor X and Magneto, yeah, I would hate Magneto. I mean, I get it. Like, if you're angry and you feeling like alienated, I get it.
I actually want to make a very hard point for you.
No, wait, hold up, wait. Okay, yeah, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
And just like I said, these books were also mirroring real life instances. So, would you call Malcolm X a terrorist and a criminal?
We're not doing this, but we can now. First of all, Malcolm X did not do half the things Magneto do. It's a difference. Malcolm X said, I will defend myself. I got rights as an American. And if you step to me, I'm going to whoop your ass. Magneto's like, let's kill everybody. I'm tired of everything. So let's just kill it. Let's kill all the humans. And we are superior. And we should. Hey, Malcolm X was not like that at all. Sorry. Say it again.
Magneto was saying the same thing. You hit us, we're going to hit you back. We're going to retaliate. Now, he mirrors Malcolm X just like Professor X mirrors Dr. King.
Look.
Okay? And that's where the big struggle comes into play. Now, anything you would say about Magneto, yeah, you would be saying about Malcolm X.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Dr. King, you would be,
nope.
You would be also go the same for Professor X.
Hold on a second. You sounded kind of.
Yeah, and I bet you can hear like all my directors in the background too.
But yeah, they are not the same. Magneto
does take it a bit more to the extreme.
Yeah, it's not. Trust me, brother.
I've had enough, and it's time for human extermination. Because never again. Because Magneto does have those levels to where he's like, you know, all right, I'm going to tolerate you only so much, and we are going to defend ourselves.
The thing I'm going to say...
And then they really end up pissing him off, and he's like, all right, it's time for all the humans to die.
And Malcolm didn't get to that point. He didn't care about white people, but he didn't go out his way to try to exterminate anybody. And actually, he his viewpoint changed over time, but he was nowhere near like Magneto. And and you know why people try to do that portrayal of him? Because we've been taught to think of him as the extreme of the extreme when he wasn't really as as it was made out to be. That's why they have such a shining love for MLK, because MLK wasn't like, "Hey, you hit me, I'll whoop your ass." Since he didn't say that, they're like, you know what? He worked with us a little bit more. F Malcolm. Let's stain his name and say that he's gonna kill us all, like Magneto. It's like, no. He was more militant, yes, but he was nowhere near there.
Comics, you also have to realize, there is going to be some exaggeration. And, you do have to paint a bad guy in order to have good guys.
Yeah, no, I get that. Look, I get that, but exaggeration, dang. But okay,
right? It is mirroring real life. And you got to see how their mindsets are geared very similarly to Dr. King and Malcolm X. It's just Magneto being the big guy, and a comic book character, he is going to take it to the next extreme. But I just wanted to bring that point to life.
And look,
just so you can understand Magneto a bit better.
Before he just did this heel turn, in this series, he's a dirty, rotten criminal. He want to kill all human beings. He was always trying to take over. He was always blowing up stuff. So it's fine to call him that for what he did in the story. It was like, oh, he was bad, and it's fine. Like dang. What was another issue that you had with character? We can do characters if you want, and then we can,
Because I have issue with you mocking them.
Which one? With mocking everybody?
But I mean, I'm trying to get you to understand Magneto, because he is a Holocaust survivor.
Yes.
So,
he's a Holocaust.
So his extreme mentality, where it's just like, well, you normal motherfuckers gotta die.
Yes.
That's very justified.
Magneto was a Holocaust survivor that became Hitler for mutants.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with you on that.
Unfortunately.
He was supremacist. But you really can't blame him for that. He is what the world made him.
If you choose to let the world make you that way, my friend, as Charles Xavier would say.
Well, where's Charles now?
He chilling in space with a baddie.
I'm saying you're not a real X-Men fan.
That is hilarious. That is hilarious to say that I'm not one. I'm
gonna give you a pop quiz.
I don't need all that, because I don't.
No. And I'm gonna ask you too. In this latest episode, could you name at least 5 of the characters that they Easter egged in there, or were you naming the characters that they were showing for the first time without them introducing themselves?
Yeah. Oh, we really gonna go there? You gonna tell me I don't know who Sebastian Shaw is? I don't know who the White Queen is. I don't know, or not. White. Her nickname's the White Queen.
Emma Frost.
Thank you, Emma Frost. The chick that Charles Xavier used to be in love with, start with an M. Moya McTaggart. You gonna tell me I don't know Banshee? Let's go. Don't you sit here and act like I don't know who Banshee is.
Okay.
He had the cool ass yell that would get him killed. He on any stealth mission. He gone.
Okay, well, what about the other mutants?
I just named 4, and I saw the Morlocks. I saw Toad. They was already in other episodes. They weren't hidden. I saw Nightcrawler. I saw the leader of the Morlocks. She dead. Whatever her name is.
So I don't know if she was dead or dying.
I couldn't tell because her eyes went
Her eyes were kind of focusing and not focusing.
Yeah. So
left up to speculation. Really.
But see, this is the thing about what I love about comic book people. Comic book people will try to get in somebody's ass like, you didn't have a pull file. It's like, whoa, I didn't go that far. I just said narratively what I'm watching, I didn't connect with. Just like there's plenty of stories in the comics that they did in the comics that didn't connect with the audience. The myth when people say it's in the comics is that it worked every time in the comics. now we getting this thing where people say, "Well, it was in the comics. I liked it, so it was in the comics." It's like, no, okay, it was cool for you, but you know, the thing about '97, it's very interesting. They took like a giant step back. Charles is gone, but you think after they bridged all these different mutants, after they bridged all these different experiences, I thought they would have been in a somewhat better place. Look, here it is. Look, to have more than one student than Roberto. I thought they would have some missions besides, like they had that mission with like finding the random Sentinel parts, and then they did the GENOSHA thing, and then we had an episode dealing with Sinister, and then a little bit. I just was really surprised that it's kind of. I thought we would have more things to do. It's interesting. I don't know, but go ahead with your more complaints, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, you thought they were in a better place, and well, that
a better place. Better.
Yeah, a better place. That's kind of a testament of, okay, Charles was working so hard and reaching for, human and mutant cohabitation, and you see only how far he's gotten, which wasn't very far. Like, yeah, he got the humans to tolerate them somewhat, but just like the guy said, fuck, what was his name? Not Trask, but Gyrick. Yeah, just like Gyrick said, it was like you guys are in vogue.
Uh-huh.
Look at my mutant friend. Like, you guys are in style right now.
Hey, talk a little bit louder. You're doing pretty good. Talk a little bit louder.
Okay. But to have, just for the normal person to say, hey, I have a mutant friend, like that's in vogue. So yeah, Charles wasn't making very much progress. And that's what they're kind of pointing out. Now with Magneto's leadership, and this is also why, in like what you said in your last review, like the bad guys in the mutant population, they're real quiet. There's no other bad guys. No, because they know Magneto is the big dick right now, and we're waiting to see how he moves. Because they all follow him. They take pages from his book. And they take their cues from him.
Hey.
So we're trying to see how he's going to react and how he's trying to make things work. Because they ultimately want what he wants.
Okay.
Not stir up any extra trouble. Let him cook.
So, what? Who else? What? Okay. So we talked about Magneto. We talked about who else? We talked about. Did we talk about?
I want to talk about your hating on Scott.
Oh, hey, wait, hold up, brother. Wait a minute. Let me tell you something right now. That new move he got is whack. Oh, I shoot at the ground and I bounce back, and I bounce up. That was so like that was like some little teenage kid that learned how to do a backflip or something. Like, look what I can do. It felt so just adolescent. It was weird. Also, I'm tired of this fake headlines. He finally get his respect. He didn't get none in episode 5. They got in his ass in episode 5, and he was an emotional wreck, and nobody cared. He lost his son. Not one damn X-Men actually cared. Not even Jean.
No. I want to point out what you said in your last review for this latest episode. How you're like, oh, he's cheating on Jean and Madelyne. No, if you watched it correctly,
he's shooting on what?
Like what you said about Jean and Cyclops, like him talking to Madelyne.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you watched it correctly, you didn't know that he was not talking to Jean until Jean intervened. You thought he was talking to Jean. Everybody should have thought he was talking to Jean.
Why should they? No. My issue was
they painted it until you realize, oh shoot,
Jean
just broke up this. Oh, that was Madelyne. Oh shit.
No, what was wild about it was they always said as long as here this look, as long as Jean ain't as long as they always got some kind of permanent psychic link. And then when she came back, yeah, I ain't using my psychic link. I thought it was I thought it was one of those things that you can't really, because they so in love, you can't really break it. And now it's just like, oh, my psychic link, I haven't used it in a month. It's like, really? And you wonder why this dude's an emotional wreck, and y'all ain't close because y'all ain't talking, and you ain't using your psychic link, that unbreakable link that you always in each other's minds and stuff. And she's always like, you know what that psychic thing with her and Scott? It's like Superman's equivalent and how you can hear everybody's heartbeat. Every time Superman knows where like his mom's at or Lois is at, right? That's where that psychic link is. So the idea of her being like, I didn't know somebody else was in your head. Really? You slipping, Gene.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got to look at Cyclops' point of view. Like, look at him. Imagine him like a Bluetooth headset, okay? And he's paired up with one, but he's now paired up with another one. And maybe the Bluetooth really gets confused, doesn't know who it's supposed to be paired up to. That's Scott's problem right now. It's like he's got these two chicks in his head and they have the same psychic imprint. He don't know who he's talking to half the time. And he had a baby with one of them. So yeah, Cyclops is a mental mess right now. And I love how they're doing this in the animation because this storyline in particular with like Madelyne Pryor and everything, it took the comics a span of a whole 2 years. Like for 2 years, the readers thought that Madelyne Pryor was Jean Grey until the Fantastic Four found the real Jean Grey in a cocoon that came from the moon. Like, you know, a whole year and a half later. And that's where Cyclops really had his dilemma. Like, do I walk out on my baby mama to go to my original girlfriend, wife? I don't know.
And then they made it look.
And then he actually did. He walked out on who he thought was his wife and his child. He walked out on him.
Hey, it was real easy, especially when Madelyne went evil. He's like, oh, I ain't being with this evil bitch.
It actually wasn't for him, and
you talking about?
I really think they focused enough on it.
But
in the comics, especially, like this is a real breaking point for Scott. And you know, in the comics, they actually were on their process of writing him out of the comics. Like there was a good 2-year span where you didn't see Cyclops in the comics because him and Madelyne Pryor. They moved to Alaska to start raising their child.
I am glad that it was in the comics. But my problem is trying to look. Anything can be in the comics, but I'm just using the medium of what I got, which is television.
And I'm saying they're doing this very well for TV and not dragging this out.
And my thing is opposite. I felt like
fast forward button for all the smooth brains.
What?
They hit the fast forward button for all the smooth brains and everybody with low attention span. I.e., Simon's son.
How's it low attention span? How's it low attention span when I'm literally like, we need more development? That's not low attention. That's the opposite of low attention span.
You really don't. I've seen it since the first episode that you reviewed. You do not have the appreciation for the wind up and the storytelling of it.
Okay. I tell you, man, people just be, hey, this is hilarious. First, I'm not an X-Men fan. Now I ain't got no attention span. Woo, man, people be, hey.
Nah, you want to call it mid, and you're in
X-Mid. It's X-Mid 97. Respect it. X-Mid 97.
No, I'm not respecting it. That's why I'm here chewing you out.
X-Mid 97. Like I said, it can have cool moments here and there. Like one of my favorite moments when the Executioner was doing his thing. I wish that battle would have went a lot more. I think there was a lot more play with that they could have did with that battle. That was cool. There's scenes here and there where they do kind of like an anime style to it, and it's like, oh, that looks interesting, but no.
Yeah, they definitely punch up the battle scenes.
Yeah,
a whole lot more with the animation.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
I feel like
I definitely appreciate how they're giving us something new animation techniques, but they're still keeping the style in the vein of the '90s cartoon. So it's something that's new, but it still is very familiar.
I guess I don't know. Like,
how would you feel if they came out with brand new character designs and everything? You'd be like, why are they calling this X-Men '97? Everything's brand new. No, everything's just a little touched up, but it's still familiar enough that you can still say this is picking up from the '90s.
you know, I on purpose. I keep saying this almost every episode. I didn't look at the '90s thing. I didn't want to because I knew they were going to change it just enough. I knew they were going to change it just enough. Just like that bullshit where Magneto was like, I didn't know y'all want me to be a leader. You were always a leader. Shut up. You were always leading GENOSHA. This idea like, oh, I didn't know I was supposed to lead. Whatever. That part where Storm was like she didn't know that Forge was in the government. Stop. That was in the original. Like they're doing these little things. It was like, that doesn't exist.
Yeah, they're kind of retconning something.
And that's
that part really didn't make sense because she actually helped fight them back in the original.
Yeah, and it's like my thing is this: it is not a one-on-one. It's not connected one-on-one. It's more of It's more like a interpretation of that error. It's not like the way they trying to portray it, and that's what annoyed me because it was like, wait a minute, it's nothing like how y'all gonna skip major stuff like that? Wait a minute, and also I'm gonna say it again. I don't like how they treat. I don't like that whole thing where Gambit don't man up. Y'all been together. You've been with her for years. You ain't getting man up and talk to her like you're rogue. Look, what's going on? Like, look, and even you want to say, hey, Magneto powerful, and he don't want to throw hands on him. That's fine. Just go talk to Rogue. Like, yo, Rogue, what's going on here? And he just slinks over. Like they did, man up.
I mean, yeah, you could say telling the man up, but you can see he doesn't want to go toe to toe with Magneto. Magneto's a 10, Gambit's a 5. I'm sorry, Gambit doesn't want that smoke because he's too smart for that. No,
but look. I ain't say fight. See, that's the thing. I'm not saying fight. I'm saying like, yo, what's going on here? And if they want to do that, I'll leave. But I ain't gonna be. You ain't gonna do that. Nah. He went out like
setting yourself up for your feelings to get hurt.
You said what?
You're gonna get an answer that you probably don't want to hear.
Yep, and it's his fault he dead. Gambit killed himself.
Gambit was probably gonna die anyway.
He should have left.
It was gonna be him. It was gonna be Rogue, and he ended up saving Rogue.
Yep, he shouldn't have. Forget Rogue.
She just has needs, and Magneto's the only one.
Trash. And then Magneto hit her with that Riz. He hit her with that swag and stuff, and she gonna look at Remy and be like, I feel nothing. I feel nothing for you. And then when he dies, she's like, I don't feel you. No shit, he dead. You dummy.
Yeah, and you gotta see how heartbreaking that is. Like, she finally touched him, but he's dead.
Yep, it ain't hard. Hey, and it's her fault.
She yearned for him. She didn't want to lead him on. And that's why they never put a name on their situation or their relationship. That's why.
Hey, but she did lead him on, so because she should have set him free. She should have set him free. Like, look, Gambit, just go do your thing, man. But I've always been there for you. And then as soon as some dude she can touch, first dude she can touch, the terrorist, evil, mutant leader. She goes to him immediately. And
hey, he's got one thing that nobody else has, and that's skin-to-skin contact where
and then
she cannot turn her mutant powers off. That's the most heartbreaking thing about Rogue is she can't turn those powers off.
And then her toxic ass at the last minute be like, no, Magneto, I don't want to be with you. You got dressed in that gown. You made a big spectacle. Oh yeah, wait. I'm done with the Rogue thing. I gotta mention this. I forgot to mention this in my review. That dance sequence they did in there, that was some disgusting shit. That shit looked like it's about to turn into the orgy scene in the Matrix.
I kind of agree with you on that. I was like, that's one hell of an entrance. That's one hell of a dress. And yes, GENOSHA is a place where you can be 100% yourself.
It was weird because it came out because
you can't be like that in front of everybody. Like that's like a couple like hot and heavy making out in the middle of a Walmart. Like bro, y'all really need to go.
Yeah, but what happened was everybody almost started doing it, and it was like, this is disgusting. Like, why is everybody panting and shit? Like, ugh. Like, no, we're not doing that. Matrix. That was weird in the Matrix when it happened. Remember?
Yeah, it was.
I'll never forget the rest of my life. Everybody's dancing, all of a sudden everybody starts having sex. I'm like, that's why. And then years later, I was like, oh, okay. The Wachowski sisters now that used to be the brothers was some freaky stuff.
But I do want to point out what you said about Genosha being trash. Like, no, Genosha ain't trash. That is a haven for mutants to go to. And guess what? Not all mutants are level 5 and up. There are level 2 and 3.
You stop with this level stuff. If you don't stop with this level stuff, you might as well say, hey, not everybody's Omega level. Stop with the level stuff. Easy. Look. You telling me out of that? How many? Look. You about to make me Google the population of a GENOSHA, but I can't do it because now the population is probably like 500 people.
Yeah.
And you telling me? Let's pretend GENOSHA even had 20,000. You telling me you can't got 1,000 people with the stick, with the Glock, with the AK, with the bazooka? You telling me a flamethrower? You telling me a laser?
Not all mutant powers are going to be off.
I know that, but there ain't no way. It ain't no way you're gonna ever have me believe that only Sebastian, the Morlock leader, Emma, and then the remaining X-Men only had the powers to try to fight back. Ain't no way.
Look at them. They didn't even get a chance to throw a punch. Like Sebastian and Emma, they were down with the first explosion.
Yes, it was written so poorly. They could have showed the fight. It's just off panel. You look over, they laid out. It's like, what happened to them? They tried to fight and they can't fight. So so we going to use the most powerful people we get. GAMBIT and they can't fight 500 Sentinels. That mission should have been an escape mission, and they want to turn it into, oh, we gonna fight for this. Nah, you gotta go. There's 500. And F Cable was at the front gate, having to climb 700 steps.
I don't know. I think Cable did kind of drop the ball. Because how are you gonna come and warn people like seconds before the attack? Like, hey, give them a solid 2 or 3 hours, bro.
He literally was like, and he did a psychic link and was like, Ma, cut the music. Mom. Yeah.
He could have did the Stewie, like.
Where is Genosha's army? I need answers.
Like, how you gonna come from the future too late to warn everybody, though?
Now,
yeah, that's the only thing I'm clowning Cable about, really. But at the same time, yes, when we're talking about defending Genosha, yeah, a lot of people probably fought off the camera and they lost. But not everybody on Genosha is going to be an offensive defender. Like, yeah, there are some powerful mutants on Genosha, but that's why they're there, because most of them don't know how to use their powers. And they are taking
more than they are taking. They got you. I refuse to believe you ain't even got, like, look, all these random crazy ass mutants around. You ain't got no Aquaman mutant. You ain't got no Red Tornado mutant.
In the episode making the ice cream, what do you think? He's gonna make a little ice cream sandwich for a Sentinel, and the Sentinel's gonna be like, all right.
Nobody talking about him. Nobody talking about wait a minute.
That guy got off at the very beginning.
You know why Magneto died? Right? You know why he died?
That thing was giving him a major ass beat.
Who was touching him?
For a solid 2 minutes.
Who was touching him when he was? Who was touching him? They was protected.
Leech wasn't touching him.
Yes, he was.
Leech wouldn't use his powers against him.
It's Leech's fault. Little ass Leech.
You want to blame little Leech?
Yep. Don't touch me. I'm trying to save your life. You drain energy. Don't he drain energy?
No, he turns powers off.
See? Got too close.
Then that means Rogue and Gambit wouldn't have their powers either.
I'm just playing.
You got to look at that big ass beam that Magneto was shielding himself from, and they were firing on him for a solid 2 minutes, and he was doing whatever he could.
Hey, guess what?
Because he knew he wasn't gonna be able to last.
Guess what they should have did? Obviously, GENOSHA does not believe in Second Amendment rights. Because if they did, they would have more dangerous mutants there to defend them. Hey, what you get? I got fire, and we can't let you in. Hey, what you get? I can make avalanches. Nah. What you get? I can make ice cream. Come on in. What can you do? I can fly like a butterfly. Come on in. What can you do?
It's supposed to be a place for all mutants.
I can call lightning. Nah. You gonna mess up the broadcast system. You gonna mess up all that. You gotta go. You better start letting them nuclear weapons in. You better get them nukes. Look what happened when you ain't got them. Shoot. Talking about, I don't know.
I mean,
talk about
like they pointed out, like, hey, the prices of like an apple are high over here. Like, yeah, we're still just building this place. So yeah,
they've been building. Yeah, they just now building it. Yeah, they worried about apples and shit. They ain't worried about military.
No, because they're just getting this nation stabilized.
Ridiculous.
Trying to get it together.
That's okay.
So, yeah, the first thing on the agenda probably is not a military. The first thing on the agenda is probably a stable environment.
The only way you can stabilize your environment is protect your borders. Protect your borders, GENOSHA. You see what happens when you don't protect your borders? Anybody can come in, Sentinels. Look what happened.
Sound a lot like Magneto.
See, once again, I said something, protect your borders. You said something like Magneto?
Yeah.
Never said kill humans. Never said dominate. I said protect your borders. That's all I said. And I tell you, your Magneto stands be jumping out the window on stuff.
Hey, that's Magneto's line of thinking right there. Protect your borders. And now the next step, kill all the normies.
No. Every country protects their borders. Name me a country I can walk into. Just walk into. No papers, no documentations, no nothing. Name it. And it'd be like, like, I'm here to blow up y'all. No, anyway, they need a defense system. But hey, is there anything else you would like to say? Since let me remember. I don't know comics. My attention span is horrible.
Yeah. I want to take it back to maybe the second review of yours when you were talking about Madelyne.
You that dude. You really gonna be this dude right now.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna show you how foolish you sound.
The last 2 minutes of the third review of the second month.
Nah, don't even try to belittle me like that.
Hey, you don't want. Hey, whoa, you belittle. Wait, hold up. I'm getting hurled insults. I make one joke. You like you're belittling me. Sound like Magneto. Go ahead.
Crush you like an ant.
That's what you sound like with my nerd power.
Oh no, this is how foolish you sound. You was like, so they gonna leave Madelyne Pryor alone with the baby.
Yep. I stand on that.
I want you to realize how foolish you sound because one, you try to take a normal mother's baby away from her. Okay? That ain't gonna end well for you. And strike two, you're trying to take a woman's baby from her, and she is the most powerful psychic on the planet. So you want that smoke, Andre?
Once again, you have to be tactical, which the X-Men are not. You don't know if she's evil. You don't know if she'll blow y'all heads off. You got to be calm and be like, okay, go. Yeah, you can go upstairs, but Scott should have been right next to her. There should have been something where somebody should have been like talking to her, like, "Are you okay?" You have to monitor. It's called monitoring. You was in the military. You think they just walked up on somebody and start doing stuff? No, it's called covert operation. It's called a covert operation. And she was clearly evil. And look, and she was clearly evil at the time.
Madelyne's gonna let anybody take her baby from her.
I didn't look. I'm gonna say. I said, "Why'd you leave her alone?" See, you want to talk. You want to do all this. Well, your second episode. I said, "Why you leave her alone with?" Look, you know what?
She clearly loves her child. She's not putting her child in danger.
And then she ended up doing it. And then she ended up doing it.
All the monitoring that's needed.
And then she ended up doing it.
Through the room with the baby.
Did she not?
She has no, no emphasis on harming that child or anything.
And then she did.
Yeah, the baby's safe as it is.
And guess what? If I was an X-Men sitting there like, why y'all leave her alone with the baby? And then 5 minutes later, oh, she destroyed everything and she took the baby and it's gone. Exactly. Guess what? I'll be the X-Men motherfucker that was right. Everybody be like, shut up, Andre. I just said monitor. Make sure everything cool. But I'm crazy. And then look what happened. The baby gone, she gone, and the baby guy gets sent to the future because y'all asses didn't listen to me. But I don't know nothing.
Or not, Jean or Madelyne was gonna do that anyway.
Do what?
So
be evil?
There was nothing anybody in that mansion could do to stop him.
Okay, except Jean if she wake up.
Yeah, except for Jean. And Jean was out of commission.
You are hilarious. Y'all looking at somebody who clearly is not the person they pose to be, and you're like, oh, just walk around the mansion, and look, and everybody goes. Nobody's on alert. Everybody just goes to do their own thing. You gonna sit here and tell me that one going to some of them go to the danger room. Rogue and Magneto go make out somewhere. We don't know what they did, but they went somewhere. And Scott, Hank, and they just all went back to normal. Like, we'll just convene later. La 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 la. What? Get out of here.
Yeah. Like, what else you gonna do?
Figure out precautions. Figure out, it's look. You just, if you want to cape for this nonsense, cape on, brother.
Take precautions against somebody who was clearly non-violent, and she was focused on taking care of her baby. Like, you wanted to put monitoring
non-violent
like that.
She's not. She's not her. She's not G. Yes, I want you to monitor her. Matter of fact, yes, put a neutralizer on her.
It's like, okay, she's not Jean, but okay, she's also clearly not a threat.
And she was. I was right.
Until fucking Sinister turned his switch on, and then she went dark.
She's clearly not a threat until she is. Hey, everybody, this looks like a threat. This person that's not even supposed to be the person that we don't know. Also, we need to do more DNA testing. And okay, look.
And you gotta actually, and this is part of being an X-Men fan, you gotta realize what life is like in that mansion. Like, these are people from all kinds of different walks of life.
Oh my goodness.
They can come and go as they choose. All right? And that is supposed to just be
not if you're a plant and a spy, you might kill everybody. No, you can't go choose. You gotta get at least give them a side eye. Can I get a side eye? Like, hey, let's monitor this. How dare you? You gotta let her be her.
That happens plenty in the X-Men. Like, hey, you're a mutant on the run. All right, you're welcome here.
This is not that scenario.
Jean or not, she was gonna still be welcome there because she is a mutant and needs safe haven. And there's been quite a few times where X-Men have been, they let somebody in and it kind of blows up in their face and blows up the entire mansion. That's the whole story of the mansion.
Okay, is there any other talking points you'd like to get to, sir?
I think I said my piece.
Hey.
Hopefully you've taken some notes.
Look.
Yes, maybe you are being foolish on some of the things you're saying here.
Dude,
and you're being a hater.
Hey,
you know you're being a hater.
Wow. Okay. So, do you think this is as good as the original series so far?
I think it is way better than the original series. They're making it a lot more edgy because this isn't written and drawn to be a Saturday morning cartoon. This is more for an older audience that can probably comprehend a whole lot more. Because you got to think the original series, that was written for kids, Saturday morning cartoons. So they had to dumb a lot of stuff down. Now, they're not doing that so much. Kids' gloves are off. And I think they're doing a phenomenal job.
Do you think
I cannot wait to see more.
Do you think this is on par with some of the American animation, like Justice League and Justice League Unlimited?
Now you're talking about other cartoons from.
Yeah, I'm talking about. I'm comparing it to things. I'm comparing it to things that were known as like classics, like X-Men. Was known. X-Men, Spider-Man, Batman, Justice League Unlimited, that type of stuff. Which Spider-Man was made for kids. X-Men was made for kids. Like if I'm going by what you said, Justice League was a Saturday morning. Well, no, they end up showing it later.
Are you talking about like animation style, or are you talking about writing?
I'm talking about it as a whole. Would you do you like the direction it's going into to be put up there with those particular cartoons that I named?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. I like that they're giving us A storylines and B storylines and even C storylines.
And they give and they giving us F execution. But yep.
Yeah. So I mean, you got multiple storylines going on at the same time, and eventually they'll all come together in the end. I think, yeah, that is some really good storytelling, and that's what we need as a real X-Men animation here. Just one storyline at a time. That's really too elementary for your typical X-Men fan. And if you're a comic book reader, you know that there's multiple storylines going on at the same time. And but
you can't. That's like you can't translate everything from a comic book. It's like you can't translate everything from a novel. It's not possible. It's not possible. It's impossible to transfer everything from a book to a novel. Just like from a novel to a TV show. Just like a TV show can't put everything into a movie. You have to sacrifice some things in order to make it narratively work. And unfortunately, the narrative for me is doo-doo. It's garbage. And I find it hilarious watching it because I'm just thinking like, this has no soul. All they do is throw that nostalgia stuff in there. The name's Gambit. Remember that. Oh, I remember him saying that. I remember him saying that to that sending that one time. Or Wolverine popped his claws out and put it in between somebody's put it right on the left right side of somebody's face. I remember that. Oh, Hate McCoy rubbing his.
That's a signature of Wolverine. He does that in the books. He does that in the TV show. He does that every time.
Yep, he does everything. He does. Hey, this is the weakest Wolverine we've ever gotten. This is the weakest Wolverine we have ever gotten in any media. And
I think you made the most mature Wolverine.
Oh yeah, Gene, love me. Hey Gene, are you okay? Hey Jubilee, here's some muffins. Go back to Gene. Gene, you kissed me for the first time like in a long time. But go back to Scott, please. Let me look. I need a tissue. Are you okay, Wolverine? I'm fine. I'm fine. And I know, like I said, they can sideline them. I'm fine with you sidelining characters in order to make certain narratives go, but just don't demean them. And this is a pathetic Wolverine. He just sits there and moping.
No,
that's fine. That's fine, brother. Hey, okay.
I think what you're failing to see is we finally have an X-Men show that's not dick riding Wolverine.
Wow! Once again, I'm gonna say it again. I said you could sideline him, cool, but look, he went from dick riding to de-dicking him. He has no dick. He has a mangina.
That's what you're missing is the dick riding. Like, look at all the X-Men shows before this. All right, you got Wolverine in the X-Men. You've got X-Men Evolution. All of these other X-Men shows were dick riding Wolverine.
I never
finally get one that has Wolverine kind of in the background, still in the foreground. You don't like it.
I never watched any of those other shows. I could only go by.
And contrary to popular belief, Wolverine is not the leader of the fucking X-Men.
I never wanted him to be the leader, and I never said that. Never said that.
But see, you're mistaken. His focus in the suit.
Yes, his focus. Yeah, his focus is Jean. And making sure Gene's okay, whether it's the clone or Gene.
Yeah.
And making muffins.
That's Wolverine's softer side of that's the softer side of Wolverine. You don't get to see too much. You mistaken that for weakness. Wolverine does still have a heart, even though he's going to outlive every one of them.
Yeah, bitch.
There's one thing he does care about.
Hey, I'm totally fine with people having a disagreement. I ain't it's funny. I'm keeping all my insults towards the writing and everything. Instead, my friends keep all their insults toward me. I love it. My friends insult me right and left. I'm like, have I done any text? Like, no, I just said I didn't like to read it here. I think narratively the characters do this. And motherfuckers calling me dumb, stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. You can't read, you can't write. I'm like, dang.
So I'm not the only one?
I'll tell you this, you're not the only one that's wrong.
Mm.
You're not the only one that's wrong. Hey, you know what's funny? Sometimes I don't know about some of y'all, man. I think y'all just taking what y'all could get. Yeah, y'all like, it's almost good. It's almost sort of kind of there, and that's fine. That's fine. Hey, I'm enjoying the ridiculousness of this show, and I am enjoying the overhypedness of this show. 9 out of 10. Oh my goodness! It's like, okay, hey, y'all can have it. Y'all can have it. When the hype dies down, and things get a little clearer, it won't be talked about. The event itself will be talked about. Like, yeah, they did it, but the actual, it's like, well, it wasn't, but it was a cool moment because they did it. It's like, well, was it actually really good? Well, now I look back, not really, but I tell you, they gonna insult me talking about the con. Look, I always say this, and I'm gonna wrap it up with this, unless you have something else to say. The way I see it is, I am a mixed media person when it comes to comic book interpretation. I watched the movies, I watched some cartoons, and I read some versions of the comic books. I'm a mixed media, which a lot of people don't actually say. It's either you watch nothing but the cartoons, or you watch nothing but the movies, or you just read nothing but the comics. No, I'm mixed media. Like that's how I grew up watching it. I would take a little segment, watch it, and the segments I watched weren't the best. I mean, the segments I read weren't even the best segments. They were cool to look at. Like one that looks bad when you look back at it, but was cool in moments of it. But it was way too much going on. Was the Onslaught saga in the comics? It was way too many comics.
Oh boy, God.
It was way too many comics.
That was part of the dark times in Marvel. They were on the edge of bankruptcy. Like you don't even want to look at Spider-Man Maximum Clonage. Oh my God.
Yeah, I read a little bit of it.
At the same time.
It was too much. I read a little bit of it. I read Age of Apocalypse. The main continuity, not all the spinoffs and stuff, but the main book of it or whatever. That was cool. That was a cool alternative thing. I read the little Fatal Attraction. I read parts of Executioner song, which was all confusing. So this idea of being like, I tell you, man, you comic book people try to press me, be like, you don't know nothing about shit. I'm like, I know about it. I'm just saying that narratively, this particular show, how their interpretation is trash in comparison to the different versions of stuff I've seen. Not when I was naming that other stuff, I was talking about how it was fun to look at, but it was like, yeah, this thing has no soul. I don't care. Hey, look, you can defend Storm all you want, but Storm was a dummy. I'm gonna jump in front of a bullet. You got wind, you got water, you got lightning. You gonna jump in front of a bullet.
That's being a little overconfident with your powers.
No, that's being a little bit confident. Look, hey, that was being a little bit overconfident with her thinking she's bulletproof.
Complex and a hero complex. So she knows she can at times be overconfident with her power and a little reckless with her power. So yeah, jumping in front of a bullet was probably the better choice for her.
No, it wasn't. Are you serious?
She was standing right next to Eric.
No, she wasn't. She had to fly down. She was 50 feet up.
React.
Look,
you act like she was a whole room away from him. No, she was.
I didn't say they was in the same room. It wasn't no whole room. Sheila, now you putting work. Now you putting okay, brother.
I dare you to watch your review again when you was talking about that. You were like, she was 50 feet away from. No, she was maybe 5 feet away from.
She was not 5 feet.
Well, she wasn't 50.
Okay, 45.
Oh my God.
But yeah, we done. We done, man. Look. We done. We did went way too long with this. It's approaching 52 minutes. This is way too long, and it sucks too because I'm gonna do some heavy editing because only because you sound louder like the last like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's because I stopped. I'm at this
Yeah, so
job site. I gotta go to work.
but yeah, man, hey, I'm glad you got it off your chest. I mean, hey, some people always want to be wrong in life, and it's fine. I accept you being wrong. You know, you gonna look back at this and be like, why'd I say all that stuff about it? I'm like, I know. Look. Hey, I'll take my old X-Men over these new X-Men, but my old X-Men whoop these X-Men's ass. They too busy. They too busy crying in their damn feelings. Well, I remember this. What we gonna do? Hey, you want to secure the mansion? Nah. Hey, I'm Magneto. I don't want to be leader of GENOSHA. Okay, if Ro be my girlfriend, I'll be leader of GENOSHA. GENOSHA blows up. Y'all gonna secure anything? Let's go. Talking about and then that weak bullshit in the beginning of the series. Oh, Friends of Humanity. They got Mega Man cannons. They keep on taking them out right and left. They're not dangerous. They had that one bullet that took Rogue out. Other than that, they handled them with ease. So they weren't even a real threat. I was like, if they're supposed to be that dangerous, why is it so easy for them to take them out? They're taking them out so easy. Anyway,
they're not dangerous to the X-Men, but they are dangerous to the level 2 and 3 mutants. But look, yeah, we were trying to finish it. And now to get us all into another tangent.
Yeah, we done.
But hey, it's been a good conversation. I love arguing about it. I love talking about it, and that's what one of my favorite things of being an X-Men fan is arguing powers, debating powers. And we can still be friends at the end of the day.
Yeah. Hey, I'll send you my homie Bad Habits. He be reviewing it. He liked the series, so he get at me. Aaron Lambert art. He gets at me, tell me I didn't know what I was doing. So hey people, whatever. That's the cross I bear when I'm honest on the internet. So I'm Cincinnati man, Fred, and got my boy Fred here. We out. You out?
Awesome. Bye.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. I'm Cincinnati man. We finally took a break from Genosha and we went to the stars. We went to the stars above to find out they are in a war too. The Shi'ar Empire and the Kree are fighting each other, and the Kree don't have a chance. I'm watching this. I'm sitting there like they just mopping through people. I don't. They they funny. They're like, hey, just throw Ronan in the accused. He's supposed to be the most the one of the most terrifying Kree. Oh, we just beat him. We'll beat him within 1 minute. What a minute? It was like 30 seconds, and I was like, wow, they refuse to give us any pushback with enemies in this series. The only time you see, like, it's funny, either they win, these characters throughout the series either win convincingly or they're like, let's blow them up, like Genos. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing at Genos. I'm sorry. I'll wait for the next episode to laugh at him. So we get to see that they're fighting, they're trying to find the Kree intelligence, and then Leandra's sister gets a message saying, "Hey, your sister's about to get married," and everybody's mad, and of course they are. They got traditions and stuff. They're a royal family. They're intergalactic, and they already knew Charles. They already knew Charles was going to try to change everything. You could tell. I mean, it was like immediate. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. I was so mad when I saw Charles walking. I was triggered. I was like, "You gonna sit your ass down in that chair? Why are you walking?" That's horrible, but that's how I felt. I'm like, "Come on, man. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. Why you walking?" So, when she said, "Hey, he's gonna be my emperor and I'm empress," I'm like, "That's not how that works. That is not how that works." I was like, "No, you Queen Elizabeth, and then you got a husband like that they did over in England."
This idea that you gonna let this dude that ain't even Shi'ar take up. Ain't no way, son. Ain't no way. Charles, they're in the middle of a war, and he's like, let's run away together and go visit my home and hang out there and everything. And she's like, yeah, that would be nice, but you gotta learn how to be more manipulative. Charles Xavier has to learn how to manipulate people better and try to get his out of all people. That hey, they threw that in there on purpose because that dude has lied and tricked so many people in the comics, in the cartoons. You telling me he can't? Yeah, okay. Um, and the sister challenge is like, look, you need to prove that you want to be here. You got to give up your memories of the X-Men, which was wild. No, the memories of your past life, which was as soon as I heard that, I was out. I was out. I was like, ain't no way he doing it. Like this is too easy to say no. This is way too. Now if they said a mind challenge, like he has to, like they even mentioned they was like, oh, we too have a powerful psychic. We never saw it. Can somebody tell me? Can somebody tell me where that powerful psychic was that was supposed to um help them challenge Charles? We never saw it, not once. All it ended up meaning was a decree that if you want to marry my sister, you have to erase all of your memories. Erase every single memory you've ever had in your life, and then you can give it my sister. Whoa. Okay, hey, when can I go back home? That's easy. The idea of Charles going in all their minds and sitting them down like he's this benevolent being, that he's this teacher. He's like, y'all gonna sit in these chairs and everything. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, he getting assassinated. It's funny. Charles got assassinated, almost killed on Earth, and I was like, he about to get shot again in space. Ain't nobody dealing with this shit. He gonna sit down and try to teach everybody how their patriarch is a lie and their kingdom is snake oil and is built on the destruction of other worlds and stuff, and shame on you, and you gotta learn how to lead with love and all this stuff. They gonna be like, okay, Charles, and he gonna get shot right in his dome. Telegraph that. But luckily for him, they didn't get that far because for some reason he decided to look at the Earth in his mind. In his mind, he looked at a globe to look at the Earth and got a shocking surprise of bodies everywhere and everybody dead, including GAMBIT. And he's like, I have to go back. And Leandro's like, but we were about to get married. And he's like, it don't matter about that. I gotta get back to my X-Men. Hey, I said it in previous episodes. I said it. I don't want Charles back. First of all, he needs to be arrested for faking his own death if he comes back to Earth. Second of all, he needs to be slapped for thinking that his death would cause Magneto to be so peaceful and great leader. And apparently, he's just as bad as a leader because he got even more people killed. He got more people killed than Charles, and he only led for like 2 months. so yeah. Third, why we don't need Charles there. Look, Charles is part of the Shi'ar. Do we really need him to come back and bring that war to Earth? We've already had it before. We don't need it again. Charles, keep your ass in space. You messed up. You messed up. We don't need your messy royal family to come down there and make even cause even more drama. Bye, Charles. Okay, now Storm. When did Forge get bit? I didn't like. Did I miss something? We saw the two episodes ago. Or was it 3? Like a few episodes ago, she got in 2 episodes ago. Yeah, Storm got engulfed by a bird, and then he was like, "Okay, what happened to her?" And then we didn't see nothing for a couple of like an episode, and then we came back, and Forge is convulsing and about to die on the verge of death. But y'all just left that out. How you got attacked? Why? And then he got Doctor Strange powers all of a sudden. Y'all think y'all slick. As soon as he got magic. Like Forge is a look here, people in the comics. Look here, people that want to say different series. I'm going off the series that is right in front of me. That's all I'm doing. So you can save your stories about the comics and who cares? Yeah. Just throw a comment. Like some other people have been doing. Just keep insulting me. Whatever. I'm joking. Whatever. But Forge is like, oh, I use this magic and and that'll get the bird out of here. And he faints, and then he does a gene faint. From now on, when any character faints in X-Men, we're gonna call it the gene faint because everybody likes to faint up in this bitch. So anyway, he gene faints, and Storm's like, "My love, let's go to the cave and find that secret herb that will make you better. We'll ride together." He don't need to ride nowhere. He needs to sit his ass down in his bed and say, "It's over there. Here's the map." And I like how they put Storm in the claustrophobic situation where she could power up. Look, I'm gonna say something that I'm gonna contradict myself. Yes, I seen it in the comics and other stuff. She be in confined space and then she powers up and then blasts out of stuff. So it's like you're not doing anything new. And how she grow her hair back? She got healed. She grew her hair back. How'd that happen? Where they do that at? What was that demon? It was just like, oh yeah, that's been around. It's like, what is it? Cause y'all explain it within the series, even though y'all really bad at explaining, because y'all just explain and not really tell a convincing story. I like this version of Storm better than that other version of Storm though. Like in the beginning of the series, this Storm looking hot. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, fictional character. When Forge was like, "Hey, let's hook up, let's make out and stuff," and you stay. She's like, "Oh, you," and you already knew she was leaving. How you gonna tell you somebody you love them and leave them? I'll tell you, trash. Trash. Storm toxic too. Rogue toxic. What she did to Gambit. Jean don't care about Scott's baby, and him being heartbroken because he thought he was with the real woman that he loved, and it was a fake, and he feels vulnerable. Jean don't care. Now Storm. I love you, Forge. Okay, I gotta go. Yo, Annie healed you. Annie healed you too. You love him. Y'all love him and leave him. I'll tell you the story of the ex-women. But this okay. All those powers that Storm showed off. She showed the lightning. She showed the wind. She showed the hurricane. The tornadoes and all those powers, everyone. And she still chose to take a bullet. The most vulnerable thing she could do is take a bullet instead of using any of those powers in order to stop somebody from trying to kill Magneto. I had no sympathy for Storm with that. She did it to herself. Oh man, that's bad. Okay, well, I'm Cincinnati Man. I'm out. This episode was okay. It was okay. There's a little. It's okay. I would like the animation kind of settled down a little bit better. I mean, there was still kind of like those, like that scene where the sister ran around and did some stuff, and it was real quick. The Shi'ar sister, whatever. This episode's okay. No, I'm Cincinnati Man. Take care. Oh, and to people leaving comments and stuff, damn. To my friends calling me and telling 3 of them say I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Shout out to Amber. Amber's like, it's okay, it's an okay series. You know, woo. Hey, I only got about 3 comments on. Hey, but that last one, man, people was getting in my ass. I was like, yo, like somebody got personal too. For these to be fictional characters, y'all protecting them like they're family members. Got on me because I said Rogue was toxic. Said I was part of the alpha male community. I don't know how that happened. For the record, one of my friends said I'm more Omega. I didn't even know Omega male was a term. Look it up. I didn't know that was a term. And I was like, I'm not some of this. He was like, you don't have to be 10 out of 10, but you can have characteristics leaning towards that. And I was like, I don't agree with the don't grow up thing. It was a weird thing on there. But anyway, hey, we are allowed on this channel to have a difference of opinion. On my channel. It's my channel, so I can make the rules up. I mean, I don't mean I'm not going to follow them. But allowed to have a difference of opinion. I welcome it. I'm fine with it. It's like the end of the episode with me and Fred. Fred was like, hey, man, it's cool to be friends and disagree. Yeah, we're cool. So, on this channel, I look, you're going to see, whoever sticks around for this channel, you're going to see a lot of crazy stuff on here. You're going to see stuff like, why is he watching Love is Blind? Why is he listening to Taylor Swift? Why is he watching? I don't like Dune. Why is somebody watching Dune? I'm like, I want to watch Dune because I find the concept interesting. I wasn't a fan of the movies, but people have told me I should watch the sci-fi series, so I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm going to watch Bringington. I'm about to watch that. I might. There's a book I'm about to read too. Not read on the show, but read and review it. So, a lot of things coming. A lot of interesting things coming. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I got a feeling this is gonna be a crazy next few months. Well, I'm Cincinnati man. Take care. Have a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Cincinnati man. I am back. I'm here to talk about X-Men 97, Season 1, Episode 7, Bright Eyes. We come back to see what happened immediately after the GENOSHA massacre, but we didn't come back immediately after. We came back a week later, and I was like, "It's a week later," and then we get to see Remy, aka Gambit's death. Funeral. My apologies. And I was like, wait a minute, we're not going to see them fly there as fast as they can in like a day or something to try to. I thought we were going to see like a search and rescue there immediately, like things on fire, mutants trying to help each other when they can. We didn't get none of that. And even when they did show up, they ended up, it just was real slow pace. And of course, we saw the Blob in the background. We didn't have no interaction with the Blob. Had the Blob in the, how you gonna have the Blob in the fake reality and then come back here? We got him, and he's just in the background. I'm like, that's what he NPC? He a non-playable character? He's just in the background, huh? Speaking of Genosha, y'all ain't got no. The mutants they got there are useless. You got one to turn into a bird. You got one that was a doctor that turned into mist. I mean, that was cool. Whatever. And I was like, okay, nobody's using their powers to help anybody. Y'all got an island full of mutants, and nobody's using their powers to help move stuff, to help reorganize things. Nothing. They just regular. Now they just regular people. These mutants are regular. Like, come on, man. There was a scene there. Oh, back to Gambit's funeral. The eulogy that Nightcrawler gave. It was some parts I'm like, oh yeah, that's good. Other parts I'm like you missed the mark, bro. You missed the mark. His eulogy, it was alright. It was alright. Like he did way too many card references. Way too many card references. I was like, you think you clever. You ain't that clever, bro. Hey, Wolverine watch. Guess what, everybody? Guess what? Wolverine popped his claws and then got mopped. He popped his claws once, like, yeah, let's go do it. And then they fought a super sentinel, and he got mopped immediately, got his ass out of here. Another episode, Wolverine don't do nothing. Oh, he held Jubilee and said, you gotta let her grieve on her own way. He didn't cry. He was just like, you gotta let her grieve in her own way. Like, whatever, man. The interaction between Jean and Scott. Why every single episode now they have to mention, did you know Jean was the Dark Phoenix? Did you know Jean died? Every episode now we got to be reminded of her time as a Phoenix or her time dead. And that part where she was trying to console Scott, like, I know Madelyne was important to you and it's not your fault. He knows it's not his fault. That it was never his fault. So the idea would be like, it's not your fault. We know. Duh. And she was like, Madelyne was like a sister to me. No, you hated her before she died. She's probably alive too. You hated her. You hated her because she was all in Scott's thoughts. And I guess Scott ain't never getting no psychic link between him or Jean or him and Madelyne ever again. Because there used to be this psychic bond they had where no matter where they were, they could still feel each other. Not anymore. I mean, they're not even trying to reestablish that. Beast, what Beast said to that reporter, where he was like, we don't want your sympathy and all your tolerance. I was like, okay, here we go. So now the X-Men are going to become more dark, bitter towards the world. Okay. Well, let's get to it. Rogue running around mopping people left and right. It was like, okay. And then they had an appearance of General Ross, normally a Hawk adversary from the government. And he's like, oh, nobody getting in here. This withstands the Hawk. And as soon as he said that, I knew Rogue was going to bust through there. She bust through there and picked him up and was like, where's this person at? Give me the information. And it's interesting. She running around trying to get information from everybody where she could literally just touch somebody. Because they made her touch so easy now. You know, everything fluctuates with the comics and the TV show and the movie. Rogue should be kind of scared to touch people because it can mess up her thoughts mentally. That should be the crutch. That should be the Achilles heel to her power. It shouldn't just be she gets to do whatever she wants. She should be fearful, like, I could lose my mind doing this too many times or touching somebody too long. The thing with her and Captain America was dumb. It was like, okay, he ain't gonna throw hands with her. But Captain America supposed to be like a strategist where he could figure something out. But nah, he just says, stand down, here's all the information. And then she threw her shield. Rogue an asshole. You gonna throw Cap's shield because he will not go to Mexico dressed as the flag because he said that it'll look like we're causing something. Oh, so you against mutants? No, he ain't say that. He's against causing a war with Mexico and other countries, you idiot. Like, that's what killed me. He literally was like, I can't go dressed like this. Like, if I walk into another country like this, there's going to be repercussions. She's like, whatever, and then threw his shield. I was so mad. Captain America is my favorite character in the MCU. But, I mean, cartoon-wise, comic-wise, no. But anyway, her crying at the end, but right before she cried, hey, Nightcrawler ain't shit. She's like, I lost him. I'm crying over a boy. He was like, you lost two. You lost two boys. It was like, shut up, Nightcrawler. Guess what? She don't give a damn about Magneto now. Now she's like lost the love of her life and everything. Are you kidding me? They cry. Oh yeah, and they crying over Gambit. You ain't see one person shed one damn tear about Magneto. Wow, they left it out. They left out Magneto's whole. They didn't even care to even mention Magneto hardly. Wow, that is hilarious. But yeah, and when Nightcrawler was like, "You lost two," she cried even harder. It was like, nah. Rogue, you a mess. This is what y'all like, Rogue lovers. Y'all like. I seen somebody say that Rogue, Magneto, and Gambit is the most perfect love triangle because they would fight for her love. First of all, Magneto's a fucking terrorist that kills people, and if one more person try to compare Magneto to fucking Malcolm X, I'm gonna lose my mind, which people keep doing. Malcolm X wasn't bombing places and shit and saying he killed all people and stuff. He was like, I want my. We ain't even gonna go there. Then you got a thieving Gambit who I defend all the time. But I'm gonna tell you right now, even if Rogue and Gambit got together, I'm saying Gambit gonna cheat on her. I got a feeling like he gonna cheat on her. It don't matter. Hey, guess what, everybody? You know how you could touch somebody, Rogue? Get Beast to make one of those those depowering bracelets, those coupling, that thing over their neck to stop them from using their powers. Why don't you get him to modify it where it could be like a wristband or something? Then you could touch Remy all you want. You ever thought about that? Her killing trash was just, whatever. But I mean, this episode was slow in the beginning and then it picked up, and then when it picked up, it was like okay. Like, there's too many storylines. There's too many storylines going on. I'm just watching what this is and saying, wow, this is y'all really going pretty slow with all this. Well, I'm Cincinnati, man. Have a good one.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. I'm Cincinnati, man. We are back with episode 8 of season 1 of X-Men 97. Tolerance is Extinction. When you think that they have slowed down to actually stay in a storyline, they create another storyline. They put another storyline on top. Cable is back. Cable tells him, like, hey, Dad, because he was there in a few other episodes of the past seasons, and he never really revealed himself to be the father, to be the son. Okay. Cable's voice, I don't like it. I don't like this version of Cable's voice. I mean, it's whatever. Cable's Cable. My friend James always said this. He was like, look, in the comic books, whether it's comic books or the TV show, Cable looks cool, but he really doesn't do anything. Like, he'll do his one little mission, and you're like, what are you supposed to do with him? He just hangs out, and you're like, why is he here? But that, he's gonna get this one mission done. He's gonna disappear and then pop back up for some reason. I'm assuming that Bishop's gonna be his like surrogate, like father figure or something whenever they see him again. Which he doesn't really seem that concerned on finding Bishop. He does have the time cube or whatever it's called as well. You think they would be trying to find him too and get as much information as they can, but oh well, nobody cares. Just like nobody still cared about Magneto. Magneto was all sulking and upset, and you could tell he was really angry. And Dr. Cooper was like, I didn't know they was gonna do this. It's like, come on, man. Bastion was a homicidal maniac that wants to kill all. Well, he wants to control mutants by any means necessary. So the idea of being like, I didn't know he was gonna do this. Like, you could have warned me about GENOSHA, even if you. So warning, you're complying, and you're fine with him doing it. I mean, what was you gonna say? And the whole idea, like, how dare you do that? Come on, why you gotta telegraph it? Maybe things go too fast. They should have had her think about it or be questioned, but nah, it's just automatically changed. It's automatically turned. And another thing, when Bastion was talking about his plan, and Magneto was all like chained up, you had all the people that he was working with on monitors in front of Magneto as he talked. What was the point of that? Why do the villain tells his evil plan in front of the person without killing them or nothing? That made no sense. Beast being so attached to that reporter, knowing that all she does is report bad things about the X-Men. And she's like, yeah, I'm done doing it. I'm not going to do it no more. And he proceeds to tell her more stuff. He can't trust her. And it proved right when she turned into a zero tolerance sentinel or whatever. Bastion's storyline, I was confused. I only watched the episode once, and it was like, oh, he's born out of all parts of Master Mode and Nimrod and all that. He has all of them in one. He was born over and over again. I'm like, what? I just rolled my eyes like, come on, man, this is too much going on. And what is the thing about the X-Men? Every time they find somebody suspicious, they just let them walk away and let them do their thing. Like when Madelyne Pryor at dang near had a nervous breakdown when she found out she might not be the real Jean, they're like, okay, go upstairs. We'll talk to you a little bit. The mom shows up and they're like, no, they show up to the mom's house and she was like, oh, y'all the movers. Okay, give me a minute. Y'all ain't, and you, Jean, you ain't scan her mind or anything. Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, Jean now can touch photos and get the psychic energy of the past. It's like all these powers are fluctuating. There's too much going on. Y'all should never be surprised or confused by anything. Like, why didn't she read her mind while she was there? Why didn't she touch something and realize that she was evil? Didn't make any sense. And turning like thousands and thousands of people into sentinels, like it's called a zero tolerance run, and it was a mess. It was a mess. It was cool parts of it, but it was a mess, and this is a mess too. And the idea of the Sentinels blowing up everything, and all they got to tell human beings like, "Oh, we are here just to, we're not here to destroy the mutants. We're here to rescue them and save them." After you blew up half a mall, after you blew up the Xavier thing, saving what? They actually gave Wolverine some stuff to do. You know, he got blasted, and then he started tearing up people with the claws. That was cool. It was kind of weird to see Nightcrawler do his thing, because Nightcrawler's generally a pacifist and he'd rather not try to kill somebody. So the idea of stabbing everybody because they're like half humanoid sentinels, it was kind of weird. Cable and Cyclops dapping it up and immediately having the car destroyed was hilarious. I'm like, why is this car going through a tunnel that leads to a 200-foot drop? And and Jean was like, F it, the car gonna drop. We gonna float. Thank goodness we did not hear a story about Jean and being the Dark Phoenix. They kind of skipped over it. I think it's so stupid. Jean got all this link with Madelyne Pryor, but didn't realize she was with Scott. But she remembers her memory with her son. She remembers she downloaded all these memories as soon as she saw her. Remembers everything, even when she saw Cable before she died in GENOSHA. It's like, how? And at the end of all this, yeah, Magneto's right. He should kill all the he should destroy the humans. Is Magneto right? How are you any better than anybody else doing that? You know, I don't think he's right. Anybody else I miss? Oh, it was cool seeing Roberto finally use his powers. Oh, and Jubilee a gold digger. When he was having it out with his mom, like, hey, I want to be me, and I don't want to hide and all this other stuff. Jubilee was like, let's go spend some money and relax and do some clothes rehab. It's like, how old are you? This is a serious thing. The idea would be like, let's go blow your money because you got a trust fund. Excuse me? Hey, she ain't the one for you, Roberto. She ain't the one. That's how she solves problems, because this problem ain't got nothing to do with money. There's so much more to come. They're doing so, like, They're destroying so much of the presence. You have to go back in the past. There's no way you can even do any of this. And the idea Xavier shows up and it's like, oh, I'm hoping I'm not too late. Everything's on fire in the mansion. You didn't notice that? Everything's on fire. And Xavier's like, hey, I'm glad I'm here. Well, let me call the X-Men. No, get the fuck out of the house. The house is on fire, bruh. And how you not learn how to land that? Are you on the run? So you got Sentinels, you got Mr. Sinister, you got Bastion, you got the governments. Then you got Charles showing up, bringing an alien war. Like, stop. Like, no, go take your ass back to space, bruh. Goodness. Well, I'm Cincinnati, man. Take care. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. I'm Cincinnati Man. I'm here to talk about X-Men, episode 9. Tolerance is Extinction, part 2. Hey, Xavier's back, and he deserves to get yelled at by his students. Him and Cyclops had that so-called touching moment where he was like, "Why Magneto?" And he was like, "Well, I didn't want you to. You've been so good as a student. I knew you would always want to be here and always wanted to help the cause. But I knew that in my heart, Xavier believed that he had to let Cyclops and Jean live their life. So he decided to pick a Magneto." That's the most moronic line. That I don't know who thinks this show is good. I am entertained by how ridiculous the show is with the storytelling. I'm not talking about the animation. I'm talking about the storytelling. The execution of the storytelling is leading me not to have tolerance. And then the thing with Rogue was like, you treated us like we were students instead of people. Students are people, you jerk. Guess what, Rogue? You might maybe you want to say you treated like we couldn't be trusted with information or something like that. But yeah, students are people. That was a stupid line too. When they be writing this stuff, I bet they really think they be cooking. And F Rogue. First Rogue was an X-Man. Then Rogue was about to hook up with Magneto. Then Rogue at the last minute was like, nah, I can't do it. Then when everything falls apart, she going back for Magneto. So it's like she just goes wherever the wind blows. She's an opportunist. She's emotionally fragile. I wouldn't want her as X-Man. She should be fired. What was it? Everybody, Storm got her power back. And on TikTok, someone had mentioned that Storm got her powers back without Forge. Storm literally mentioned it in the episode that she got her powers back because of Forge. So we got that solved. Because yes, Beast did originally say it could come back or they never come back. We don't know. And then Forge zapped her. And then people think because she found the inner stuff, her inner strength, she came back. No, she admitted it was Forge. Unless she tried to do some cute thing like, hey, Forge was around. But whatever. Who else? The stupidest thing that she actually did was Forge and Beast were literally working on a neutralizer to neutralize his Bastion's powers overall. She got mad and did some thunder, and it was like, oh yeah, we're not going to neutralize nobody. We're sorry. We shouldn't have said that. Are you serious? The end of the world is about to happen. You need to neutralize Magneto and Bastion. So the idea that she's like, no, I don't like the fact that y'all want to neutralize mutants' powers. Shut up, Storm. Shut up. Nobody cares what you think right now. The end of the world is coming, and you don't want to neutralize the enemy. We ain't got time for you. Fuck out of here. Like I said, I'm not criticizing the animation. I'm criticizing the storytelling. Okay. Cable's fighting Sentinels. Wolverine's fighting Sentinels. Jean is going one-on-one with the creepy Mr. Sinister. And then all of a sudden she has to fight Cable because Sinister put a little thing on his head, or we don't know. It's just something, he's controlling them somehow. And I was like, how? He was fighting Jean the whole time. That all of a sudden Cable shows up and he starts doing that. Was that in his DNA? Is that something he got to break?
I don't know. That I hope they answer that, because they just leave it like, oh, he just mind controlled them. It's like, why he mind control everybody else? Another question. We saw in the previous episode, I forgot the woman's name. The government woman was working with Bastion. That led me to believe that the attack on Genosha was government sanctioned. Why didn't Xavier say who authorized it? Why is this government sanctioned? Why did y'all do this? And we never got that. Nobody went after the government itself and was like, how dare you do this? It was just like, yeah, can't believe that happened. It was like, but the lady works for the government that worked with Bastion. This ain't adding up. But they skip past that. It's just, hey, they hate mutants. So yeah, it makes sense that the government had some kind of thing like that. But I don't know. None of that makes any sense to me. I don't know why they put Fatal Attraction in the middle of all this. If you don't know, Fatal Attractions is a comic where Wolverine gets fucked up. They got so many layers of comics in here, and they think it's cool. And there is a small minority of people that's going to be like, it was in the comic. I seen it not done as well, but since I saw it on screen, wow. No, it's not done well. That was such a whatever. But that's my thoughts on it. I'm just happy that we're towards the middle. I don't know how many episodes this is, but I'm Cincinnati, man. Y'all have a good one. You know, I'm insulted this came out on my birthday. How dare you, Disney? Take care. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Cincinnati, man. I am back. I'm here to talk about season 1, episode 10 of X-Men 97, called what is it called? Tolerance is Extinction Part 3. I believe this is the series finale. Let's get the good out the way. I like the beginning. Where you saw Charles and Magneto talking, and it was how they were going back and forth about mutants. Is it okay to come out as a mutant? Should people know what would happen if humanity did? And it was set back in, looks like the 70s, I guess. Supposed to be the 60s. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I'm not a X-Men historian, even though I know a few things about it. That was an excellent scene. Other than that, you kept all the other speeches, everything else in here, all the other dialogue I couldn't stand. Look, I screamed when Cyclops was like, let's talk to Bastion right now. Maybe we can make this work now. And I'm going to tell you, once again, I said in the previous episodes, this is Storm's fault. They was literally going to neutralize Bastion's powers. And she said basically it was not humane to neutralize mutants' powers. And this is the dude that's about to end the world. And for this one mutant, you refuse to do that too. Okay. Why they got Rogue out here doing the Hulk smash, the Hulk Sonic clap or whatever it is? Come on now. Rogue, we know she's powerful, but y'all keep on trying to make her out to be this. If she unleashed, she'd be the most. She'd be the strongest. No. I'm tired of. Let me understand this. Rogue was with the X-Men. Then Rogue was with Magneto. Then, as in the peace loving Magneto. Then Gambit died. Now she decided to go on a vengeance mission. She killed somebody. Magneto comes back. First, she was in love. She's borderline in love with good Magneto. Then she became infatuated with anger and pain, and decided to follow evil Magneto. Evil Magneto gets taken out, as in he gets almost mortally wounded. And now she's like, hey, she don't even say sorry. Roberto don't say sorry. They just immediately join the X-Men again in the same scene where Magneto gets his guts ripped out. And they're just like, yeah, we gotta get out of here. That's it. And y'all want to sit here. Not y'all, I'm sorry. There are people all over the internet like, this is amazing. Oh my God, this show.
Are you serious? Y'all just gonna skip over that? We just gonna skip over that? Where they do that at? Oh, I guess X-Men 97, they do that. I mean, they doing like an anime. They doing like with those goofy animes where the villain's all evil, and then the villain get beat up, and everybody's like, "Yeah, we cool now." But this is different. Your friends turned on you, and then, oh, Xavier. Let me get it straight. Wolverine's on the verge of death. They hook him up to a life support. He got the air mask. They're checking his vitals. Magneto had Wolverine's claws go straight through his side, all the way through right here. They just put a bandage around him and sit him straight up in a chair and just let him be passed out. Magneto would have bled to death. He would have. And I know there are people out there that can be like, well, in certain versions of Magneto, he has the power to heal himself because the magnetism in his blood, blah, 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 blah. We ain't talking about none of that. We just talking about what was right there. They didn't say that. He just knocked out. And Charles is like, yeah, I gotta save him. Give him a blood transfusion. How about that? Magneto, like, it's cold. The water's cold. Your body's cold. Okay. Like I said, I find this show's really an oddity to me. It's interesting to watch because I don't like it, but I'm curious. It's a curiosity for me. Plus, I was reviewing all the episodes for my channel, and I was like, let me check it out. And I did not go back and watch the other seasons because I knew that this was going to be linked to it, but you shouldn't try to keep it as gospel to it. You know what I mean? You shouldn't think it's like a proper sequel. Just like that scene where Bishop and Forrest met each other, and they're acting like it's the first, and it was technically the first time in this timeline. But you mean to tell me nobody tells him about Bishop? I'm tired of this. Just like Storm didn't know that that he was cool with the X-Men and everything. And she was like, "You were part of the government. How could you do the neutralizing thing?" No X-Men talk. Also, they keep. I'm tired. Look, this is not the movies where you couldn't even show a cameo. Y'all keep on showing all these cameos of these X-Men. I mean, of mutants, Spider-Man, Cloak and Dagger, Daredevil. Why they got to show Daredevil, of course, getting his ass whooped? Hey, it ain't a true series unless Daredevil got his ass whooped. They should have showed Daredevil getting his ass whooped in No Way Home. That's prime Daredevil. Instead of catching that brick being cool, it should have threw another brick and would hit his ass in the head. But anyway, too many storylines. So now we got zero tolerance. They brought back the Phoenix in here. When Jean turned into the Phoenix for no reason, I still felt the Phoenix in me, even though they expelled it out of her years ago, or not years ago. She expelled it out of her. Well, she ain't supposed to have none of that power. In the comics, she has residual energy. Yeah, okay. And then she passed out. She passed out twice in 30 seconds. It was hilarious. Cable got his ass whooped. Wolverine got his ass. All the people that's gangster got their ass whooped. I'm trying to think who else. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to point out. Is there anything else? What's his name? Morph, you ain't shit. Wolverine's holding on for life, and you want to make a little joke like, I'll turn to Jean and say, I love you. Don't forget. Look, this ain't all. Look, Wolverine, there is a point in time, everyone, that Wolverine kind of gets over Jean, as in he begrudgingly accepts it. Do we still got to keep doing this? Like, he don't die for Jean. No, come on. Don't die for yourself, man. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna stay alive for her, even though she's right in front. It'd be different if you were in love with somebody and you never saw them again or whatever. But he works with these people every day, sees it every day. They kissing in front of him. They going on vacations together. They going on adventures together. Wolverine, get over it. Get over it. I don't find this charming or like, oh, unrequited love. It's stupid at this point. And Amber, I ain't projecting, okay? Even though you probably say I am. Maybe a little bit. Anyway. Okay, the other random thoughts. The
that thing they put on Bastion's head didn't do nothing but stop him from using the Sentinels, but they let him use his powers, so they didn't really stop him. That was dumb. Sinister would have ran away from the Phoenix. Sinister wouldn't have got all up in the Phoenix face and was like, "How dare you?" No way. He would have found a way out of there because it's Sinister. And they let Sinister go. Sinister is still dangerous, and they just let him go because he's old now and he doesn't have as many powers as he. Also, will the U.S. government ever be taken to task for having this? Because they never told us, was Bastion's thing a secret government project that got out of hand, or was it part of the president's thing all along? Because we saw the lady, the blonde hair lady, I can never remember her name. Dang, we saw her being strung up by Bastion because she was supposed to go on with the plan, but then he changed it. I mean, what's going on here? But everybody cool with each other. Oh, that Bishop's accent is horrible. Hey, we're not friends yet, but we will be. Let's go through time. Whatever. Chikala's, get that mother accent out here. Y'all put y'all keep all disrespect to Black Panther's legacy. Every time you turn the corner, they doing something. That oh my goodness, that accent. I ain't even gonna attempt that accent. Look, I'm Cincinnati, man. I'm out. Y'all have a good one.